do our we'll do our visualization after the prayer. All right, so placing my hands on my heart, taking that deep cleansing breath of love and gratitude. So grateful for this time to come together to be the two or more who are gathered in the name and the nature of love. Grateful for our willingness to take in and embody and live the teachings of Jesus through A Course in Miracles, and to be that demonstration of love that he is encouraging us to be. Grateful for our willingness to shine away any and all blocks to love within our own minds, knowing that since we are one, we are doing that for all. We're allowing all of those blocks to fall away from all directions of time and space back to the root cause, and to be transformed into love, just loving the earth as it's composted back into Mother Nature. We're grateful for our mighty companions, our earthly and heavenly helpers. We ask that they join us now, surrounding and supporting us, blessing us and guiding us, blessing the technology that we get to use to come together, blessing all those who are here and all who may listen later. We're so very grateful and thankful to be open to receive the all good of God, the kingdom of heaven, and the treasure is ours now. And we're grateful to share the benefits of our conversation and the love that we are and all the blessings we receive with Mother Earth and all her beings, because we are one. In grace and gratitude, we let it be, and so it is. Amen. And so I'm going to invite you to stay in this meditative state while we do our visualization for America. So just take a nice deep breath. And we're focusing on projecting our collective energy out to around March of 2025, anywhere in America. Visualize feeling the fresh air, hearing the birds singing, seeing the people smiling, because everything went perfectly for the most beneficial outcome for the United States and the world regarding this presidential election. We're not merely seeing the outcome, but we are feeling it. We're employing all of the senses. We're standing fully engaged in the precise situation that we wish to manifest. It's real right now. As we look around, everything is good. The pressure is off. Any worry is gone. We're centered and in our power now, because there is no fear or worry or anything else. Nothing but blue skies. Take a nice deep breath, and we release this energy into the world to be absorbed and expanded. You can open your eyes now and come back into this moment. All right. So today we are continuing chapter 2, Right Defense and Release from Fear, section 7, the miracle as the means of healing. This was a very fruitful section for me. Yeah, well, I'm just going to read what I'm going to read. I'll tell you all the story. Okay, so I'm reading paragraphs 3 and 4, I think. I'll see how far I get. Okay. A major step in the atonement plan is to undo error at all levels. Illness, which is really not right-mindedness. is the result of level confusion in the sense that it always entails the belief that what is amiss in one level can adversely affect another. We have constantly referred to miracles as the means of correcting level confusion. In reality, all mistakes must be corrected at the level of the mind at which they occur. And that is the realization and the new perspective. Only the mind is capable of error. The body can act erroneously, but this is only because it has responded to misthought. The body cannot create, and to believe that it can, a fundamental error responsible for most of the fallacies already referred to, produces all physical symptoms. So, yeah. So here's my experience of this past week. So I think I talked about this a little bit last week. We were talking about how my elder kitty was experiencing kidney failure and peeing all over the house after I cleaned the carpet. So I was working with that. Well, we did end up putting her down on Wednesday. And I felt, I mean, I was sad. I'm still sad about it. I still could cry about it, but I felt so much peace around everything that was happening. At first, I was thinking I really wanted to see if we could get somebody to come to the house to do it because she has never had an easy time going to the vet. It always stressed her out really bad. And so I was calling around town, and the only place that could do it couldn't get here for 3 days. And I just thought, she's too miserable. That's just 3 days is a long time. So I scheduled an appointment for Wednesday at noon, and I brought her to the vets, and she fussed a little bit getting into the crate, and she cried the whole way in the car because she hated the car. She always did. But when we got into the room at the vet's office, she was completely calm. Completely calm. She didn't cry. She didn't hiss. She didn't fuss. She was ready. And it was, it was just lovely to be able to be with her and to sing to her and to hold her and pet her while she was going. And in the past, that would have thrown me into quite the drama. I would have, like I was saying earlier, I would have taken to the bed. I would have canceled everything. I would have not done anything. And I didn't do that this weekend. I had a lot of plans that were already in place, that had been in place for weeks and weeks. And I continued with those plans, and they were so helpful, even though it was hard to make myself do them. It was exactly the right thing for me to do. And so, in the beginning, I can see how I was creating my own stress and tension and loss of sleep and all of that, resisting what was happening with Lucky. And, you know, with the cleaning of the carpets and then trying to chase her around to make her not pee on the carpets that I had just cleaned. And, you know, I was creating my own suffering. It was a perfect example of me creating my own suffering. And when I let go of the control, and I'm reading this because I wrote it down after reading this section. I was inspired how to block areas of the house so that I could minimize the damage and the discomfort for both of us. Um, had clear guidance when to call the vet to have her euthanized, and felt my feelings, but was completely at peace and had clear guidance regarding the burial. The last two cats that um, we lost, we had them cremated and then we had them put in boxes, and then I had to store the boxes, and then, you know, like, you can't just put them in a closet because that's not honoring them. And I just thought, with all the decluttering and stuff I've been doing, I am done with the boxes thing. So I picked a section in the yard that is so beautiful, um, where she can watch the birds, and she can, like, I can just still picture her nose sniffing and scrunching as she sniffs the air when she's out in the patio. And I took the boxes of Tigger and Phoenix and buried them all together. And it was so lovely. My son came over and he dug the hole for us because we're just old. We can't do that anymore. And a lot of tree roots and stuff. So and we just had a nice conversation while we were doing it. We were talking about the cats because he grew up with those cats in the house. And um it was such a different experience for me. And I know it's because of this work that we're doing together. So anyways, that's where I'm starting us at. And I just want to thank you all for being on this journey with me, because wouldn't have been possible without you. Would anybody else like to share anything? Thanks, Paula. Or something that they got from reading. Go ahead.
I my on my contract this year, it's I'm willing to let go of body identity. That was what it was. So so I had an infection in my mouth. This is what, so I'm letting go of the body. So I had an infection in my mouth. I had to have all my bottom teeth pulled. Had the plate put in and it broke twice. Started getting every ache and pain you could think of. Every effing ache and pain you could think of. Then I started getting a poison ivy. And so Sunday I was reading this and I thought, this is it. Holy Spirit, spirit and I cannot have a body that is racked with pain, that I can hardly walk, that all I do is itch. I can't eat. This is crazy. And I thought, this is it. And I swear to God, every day I turn it over to God. Now, the pains are better. They're not completely gone. My teeth are really good. The itch is better, but I just keep affirming that God is in charge. And if I'm with God, there can be no pain. There can be no itching. There can be no pain in my mouth, and it is working. But I was just in this, reading all the stuff, but just in this. Every day I'd get up and I'd think, oh my God, it didn't work. I'd go to bed and say, okay, Jesus, this is it. I'm letting go, blah, blah, blah. And I wake up, and it's like, I'm not doing it anymore. I am not doing it. I choose God. I choose atonement. And that's really all there is. And the mind is so powerful. My body is not doing this. My body is not doing this. And I finally get it. So keep reminding me.
All the time. All the
Yeah.
time. We're reminding each other. Yeah. Thank you, Paula. Who else would like to share? Go ahead, Carla.
it's very valuable to notice the thoughts that come to your mind, because if only love is real, all those thoughts that aren't loving, they're nothing. They're just thoughts. It's when I believe them that I make them something, and they're just nothing. I realized that I've been told, we've all been told, I really love these, really enjoy. No hacking these first few paragraphs in the book, because all the rest of the book is really just a repetition of the same thing in different words. And for me, it kind of goes, I just like the simple. Life is simple. Like, keep it simple, silly, stupid, whatever. What does Jennifer say? Sweetheart. So when I hear you, Paula, say that you're arguing to God, but what is God? God is love. What is the atonement? And you'll see it's like in the next couple sections of this book. Atonement is perfect love. And so the first, I mean, I was going to read what you read was very, it came to my mind, and this was very helpful, but I had another one. This is the very first one. The new emphasis will now be on healing. And we think it's something, this and that, and this and that. And there's only one thing healing is. It's love. Love. If you've heard of it, you've been told. Kim says love is the healer, right? So let go of believing the story. I mean, I hear the story, it's valuable, it's really helpful, your story about your cat and everything you've learned and whatever, but it's really about the love. It's a love for the cat, it's a love for yourself and doing things differently, and it's being at peace. And that's how we know we're in love. We don't have to try to be in love. It's just being peaceful. It's like, what does it say in the beginning of the book? Nothing unreal can be threatened. No. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. And that's it. That's the answer. Peace. When we're in peace, we're in love. So the new emphasis is now on love. I'll read one more thing. It's actually later on in the book, but I was just felt to read this. It's from Matthew. For truly I say to you, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move here to there, and it will move. And nothing will be impossible for you. We think this and we think that, but nothing is impossible in love. And believe you me, right now I'm having many challenges, but what are they? What are those challenges? It's like, I have hated fear. I have been judged myself for feeling fear. But all it is an opportunity to love. Love the fear. Fear is nothing. If love is all there is, why we get scared of the fear? Love it. And what happens when you love it? You love yourself, because everything flows through us first. If we hate something or angry something or afraid of something, what are we doing to ourselves? We're not loving ourselves. And it seems like in this world, other people are choosing things that affect me, because we're all part of the one mind that, we're all co-creating together. It's not up to me to allow words are words, but I'm allowing them to choose fear or whatever they choose. Whatever they choose. Choose it. That's what love truly is. Love allows us to choose whatever we want to choose. God doesn't say, stop that. No, you don't want to do that. That's not something you're in. No, God allows. That's what love does. Love allows us everything we desire. And I'm really grateful to the fear for showing me. And there's a song, it's like, how many times are you forgiven? As much as the drops in the ocean. Because what is forgiveness? Love. Because love is all there is.
Thank you, Carla. Yeah. Just feeling like my heart's going out to both of you this morning, just because we're all going through something. Everybody has something. Everybody. And it's just our opportunities to heal, our opportunities to remember the truth of who we are and whose we are and what we are. Yeah. Who else would like to share? Go ahead, Mary Lee.
Well, in reading our reading for today, as usual, I had way more questions than could possibly be talked about in an hour. But on number 13, that paragraph, I'm trying to understand it. And the line, the beginning there, we said before that magic is essentially mindless, or the destructive, miscreative use of mind. Physical medicines are a form of spells. In one way, they are a more benign form, in that they do not entail the possession fallacy, which does enter when a mind believes that it can possess another. Since this, and I'm not sure what the this refers to, is considerably less dangerous, though still incorrect, it has its advantages. It is particularly helpful to the therapist who really wants to heal but is still fearful herself. By using physical means to do so. Oh, I said she is not engaging in any form of enslavement, even though she is not applying the atonement. This means that her mind is dulled by fear, but is not actively engaged in distortion. Now, beyond whatever opinions each person who reads this might have, I'm trying to just simply understand it, because that statement, physical medicines are a form of spells. What do you think that means? And yes, I take physical medicines. I take one for the arthritis. It's not a very strong one, but it's something versus nothing. And I take one for blood pressure and etc. Some of you may take something for diabetes or etc. So are we, when it is said physical medicines are a form of spells, what is that meaning to others? I'm not sure how to interpret.
To me, I mean, he's basically saying here that physical medicines are a form of spells or magic. And it's okay to use them while we are still believing that we are in a body. From my understanding, and this has grown because at first I thought taking medicine was wrong. Taking any medicine was wrong. And so I wasn't taking any medicines. This was years and years ago. But over the last 15 years, I have really come to just accept that if I am feeling guided to go to a doctor and that doctor prescribes me medication, I'm going to take it. Because as of right now, I still believe that I am in this body. And as of right now, this body appears to have occasional anxiety and depression, high blood pressure, and diabetes. And so I'm taking the medicine until I can fully believe that I am not a body and these things are not happening to me, and make the appearances of them disappear, I'm going to take the medicine because that's what my guidance is telling me to do. So, and I think there's a lot of people that have a problem with this very thing in A Course in Miracles because they feel like Course is telling you that taking medication is wrong. And that's not what it's saying at all. It's saying that it's magic, but it's okay to use the magic. It's okay to do it until you can apply the atonement and realize that you are a thought in the mind of God. In the meantime, take the medicine and be okay with it exactly as it is. But for me, it also, this section, because I circled this whole section too, and I feel like the magic is anything that we use to shift things that we believe are outside of us, or blame things that we believe are outside of us. There is nothing outside of us. There is nothing that caused my diabetes and high blood pressure except for my belief that is appearing in this body. And it's okay. It's okay because apparently I chose to have this experience right now. And so I'm embracing it and I'm accepting it and I'm allowing it. And I'm open to a miracle of my realization that it doesn't have to be this way. You know, but until that happens, until I can fully grasp that, I'm going to take my medications. Does that help at all, Mary Lee?
Well, uh, uh, yes, I agree with that,
Mhm.
what you said. I don't think that I could go so far as to think that, I guess I think I am thankful. Many, many days I just say, oh, I am so very thankful that I have the body I have, and I'll catch myself maybe complaining that this part isn't working right. This system isn't all on the up and up. This system needs attention. Now I have to go do, you know, I say I have to go because I do go, and okay, there's this that needs adjustment. And the assistants, whether one gets that from a massage therapist or from a physician that says, well, this medicine is, because I don't want to sit and think about that all day. And if you have a really, or I have, if I have a really severe headache, I am not able to be my best in this body, in this world. I don't I don't see that. I feel a disconnection, and I'm not really clear on saying that, oh, I don't have a body. Oh, okay. That doesn't help me.
Yeah.
Okay, that belief doesn't do anything for me this morning. I'm going to get hungry. I'm going to have to go to the bathroom. I am in this body today. So I guess that line, physical medicines are a form of spells. I don't see it as a negative thing. I see that, incidentally, having gone through 45 years of bedside nursing in Western hospitals and giving Western medicine, there did come a period of time when, oh, well, if it's Western medicine, it's no good. If it's Chinese, it's all right. That's fine. If it's in the form of a naturopath or, osteopath or different things, it got a reaction. And it, generally speaking, my experience only, not to offend a single soul, please. It's only my very tiny experience on this earth. But, many women were falling for that, and not that many men weren't too, but my experience of bedside nursing, it was very frustrating for those who would refuse. Now, I have a friend right now that refuses to treat her diabetes.
Mm.
And she was told by a doctor in another state, who she's never described what kind of doctor. I don't think it's a Western medicine doctor just because of what she's saying. But from one moment to the next, she stopped all sugar. That's it. I am not going to have diabetes. She drastically lost 30 pounds, like within maybe 6 weeks or something. I mean, like drastically. I didn't even know it was that possible unless you're really in a a state of not healthy. It was shocking to me. I can't say that, that what she has done is something that I would do. I would say that's not, because I do think gradual, even if you're taking vitamin C every day, don't just cut it out. Let your body adjust, because I do have this is all I can move around in at the moment. So I'm trying to be at peace with what this chapter says and what I know to be true, because I'm thankful for the progress, what I'm calling progress in treatments. Not that, yeah, she may get to a point that her A1C, which is what is measured there in diabetes, meets the doctor's approval, but she's weak. She really doesn't look good in the drastic drop of that. However, I haven't told her, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think you're doing, well, there's a thin line there between just, I guess, accepting what someone else is doing with their body and not preaching at them, because I was always preached to as I grew up. Still am by family of origin. And I don't think that helps. But do I think that statement, physical medicines are a form of spells? Well, I guess I could go that far, thinking that we're all kind of in a spell of what we believe or what we don't believe.
Yeah.
So sorry if I took too much time.
No, absolutely not, Mary Lee. It's a beautiful conversation. And I've been right there with you on that roller coaster ride of Western medicine, alternative medicine, holistic medicine, no medicine, all the medicine. I mean, between taking care of my husband and my mother and my own physical things, I've had to accept that, I'm the kind of person that I will try to do things so that I don't have to take medication if I can get away with it. And I am accepting of when it's just time to take the damn medication. And I'm also, and this is something that has grown on into my awareness, also at the point where I can accept that my husband is the kind of person that he will take all of the Western medications and not do anything to adjust his diet or his exercise routine, and just, accept that he's going to be on these medicines for the rest of his life, and any other medicine to counteract the side effects from the other medicines. And that's okay. That's his choice. That's his path. And I'm okay with where I'm at. I'm okay with where he's at. And everybody's journey is their journey. And so I would say, if it was me and it was my friend that was having that experience, that I would just shower her with as much love as I possibly can. Like, every time she pops into my mind, I'd be sending her love and prayers for the highest and best to be unfolding in her life, and to know that the highest and best is unfolding in her life, no matter what the appearance is on the outside, because we all chose whatever journey that we're taking. And accepting that journey for what it is, even if it looks like it's painful or not something that we would choose, or the exact opposite of what we would choose. It's their journey. And so you know, the only thing that I can do is to know that what is happening with them is the perfect thing that is supposed to be happening for them, not to them. And that they are harvesting the most learning, all of the benefits from what they're going through. And if I'm inspired to make a suggestion, if they're open to it, I will say, I have a thought about that. Would you like to hear it? And if they say no, I'm okay with that too. You know, but if they're open to it, you know, and I'm inspired to share something with them, I absolutely will. So yeah, it's funny because this whole idea of magic and spells, part of what came to my mind too when I was reading this is because I recently saw a meme that somebody posted about how interesting it was that during the witch hunts in Salem, that everybody was focused on the witches and nobody was focused on the people that were burning them at the stake or hanging them. You know, like, what's wrong with those people? What's wrong with those people that they think that that's okay to do? So, you know, spells to me, magic to me, I'm okay with that. But it's, you know, like it says in the earlier parts of the book, words are but symbols of symbols. So if that word bothers you, change it to something else.
And I know that we've talked before in this group, maybe it's been a year ago or I don't know, but a while, about I guess an attitude that helps me be the most peaceful is that there's so many paths up the mountain. Nobody knows all the ways. You know that song, nobody knows all the ways. There's so many paths up the mountain, and the view from the top is still the same.
Yes.
That symbolic acceptance. And that's what I want to have. I don't want the judgment that I was raised with. I just don't, no matter if it's on a level of, gee, you're not taking care of yourself spiritually in the right way, you're not taking, just that judging of each other. There's no room for it. I don't want it.
Yes.
So that helps me in my own journey.
Yeah, absolutely. And I consider focusing on, because my mind always goes to, and I think it's very natural for our minds to look toward the negative on what we don't want. What we do want. What do we want? What you want is peace, no matter what. We want the peace of God, the peace that passes all understanding. That's what we want. So just focus on that.
Mhm.
You know, anytime you have a thought that you feel is judgmental, that you feel is something that you heard your family say in the past that is coming to your mind about somebody or something that's going on in your life, you know, just say to yourself, nope, all I'm interested in is the peace of God. I'm not interested in that thought anymore. It's not serving me anymore. I'm not judging the people that said those things to me or you know, said those things out loud in front of me, so that I took them as something that I say in my own mind now. But I'm not interested in that. I'm just interested in the peace of God, and I'm just interested in love unconditionally. Yeah. Thanks, Mary Lee. Welcome, Lucille. I just muted you, honey, because you've had some background noise. You're welcome. Anybody else? Go ahead, Nancy Gail.
Oh, can you, I see my, still on my phone.
Good.
I just, okay. Mary Lee, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm right with you and on a lot of different things. Anyways, all I can, every time we talk about this, it's like that I can't find, I was looking for it, I can't find it. It's at the top of a page, you know, when you open the book, it's on the left side, it's at the top of the page, I can't find it. It says, Jesus says, since he's the author, he says that when you're talking about medicine, in the should people take medicine, et cetera, et cetera. And it says, he says that wherever the person is at that moment in their life, you know, their beliefs, et cetera, that they can take the medicine if that if that's where they are, because it's like it's both. You take what you do, but because to tell somebody, I'm just using my words, that's whatever's comes to me. Okay, Spirit, tell me how to say this. If they're not, if a person is not complete, all right, let's use me with the cancer thing. That was 2 years ago. And I remember the first thought I had was that story that Deepak told about that guy that fell off the ladder, the aluminum ladder, when the lightning struck. And all the way down, he had that one thought: I'm fine, I'm fine. Nothing is going to happen. I'm not going to be hurt, and nothing hit the ground. Nothing is perfectly fine. And he had that one thought. That's all he thought, that one thought. And I know Deepak, that's what Deepak kind of like says. And it's like, whatever the thought is, whatever the belief is that you have, at that any given moment, and everything is the mind anyway. And it's all okay. The point being, I know he said it's in the course, it's on the top of the page, and it says the person takes wherever they are at the level of their spiritual growth and whatever their belief, they do both. They can do both until they reach. That's what you said in the beginning, Amy, Linda. I keep talking like Gina is still here. I mean, sometimes I even talk to Amy and I said, Gina, it's like, oh my God. Anyways, and I always remember that story that Deepak said, and that's exactly the thought that came to me for the minute that they said I had cancer. And I told Jennifer that I told her I'm healed. I said, I believe that guy. I did the same thing. And that was the end of it. I went through the whole thing, and I had people in the radiation. I would go in every day and back. And the girls one day halfway through, they said, don't you have any complaints? I said, what? Well, don't you have any complaints? I said, oh, well, about what? They said, you come in here every day and you leave. It's only like 5-10 minutes. And you never complain. I said, no. It's like I didn't. And I didn't discuss it with anybody or anything. It was just like, that was it for the period of my life. And it was like, and I just knew it. I told Jennifer that in the very beginning, and that was it. I just said, I'm healed. It's like, and it's like, and it's like, and lately it's like, and since it was true, I mean, that's what happened. It's what you believe. And the miracle is shifting. There's so much to this. I gotta simplify it, because all I know is lately I'm having a freaking problem with the stupid starlings. And it's like they're ruining everything, and it's like don't feed the birds at all, and that's my only hobby thing that keeps me sane here. It's the only thing that's here. And then with the prayer class yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. It's only been, well, anyway, it was exquisite. I thought it was exquisite the way Jennifer, especially the second half, just exquisite. It was like, do you pray? Is your prayer about changing the thing in the world, whatever it is? Or is it praying for in the invisible? You're praying in the invisible to have freedom, peace, abundance, whatever it is. Or are you praying for the world to change the world, thing in the world to change the form, the physical form? Or are you praying for the peace, etc.? And I said, that's it. That's it. It's simple. Because the mind is invisible. Love is invisible. If you can't touch it, you can't touch peace. It's evident in the world by how we behave, but it's not something you can touch. It's like it's in the invisible. And that's where God is, the invisible.
Yeah.
When we're
It
praying.
comes down to wanting only the peace of God.
Yeah.
Even with the
Yeah.
starlings. Even with the
Yeah, I
starlings.
know.
Because the starlings, okay, so it seems that they are ruining everything. But you know what I know about starlings? Is that they are super intelligent and that they do these incredible, what they call murmurations, where they gather in groups and they form these mass waves in the air with their bodies while they're flying like this far away from each other.
And they never touch.
Don't, like, they don't collide and fall to the ground. So what I'm knowing is that they're somehow a gift to you and that
Yeah.
you absolutely can pray for peace around them.
And remember what I said last week? I said, you know how Jennifer's, to say, everything is gently planned for your good.
Yes.
And that's like, and every time I say, well, what? So I'm thinking, what is the good? I'm asking, I'll say, what's the good here? What is the good here? Right. And then remember, I said last week, I said, oh, that's the wrong question. What's the lesson? Because I just planned this before I incarnated. So, okay, so what was the lesson I wanted to learn? So that's when I switch that, everything changes. And
Yeah.
if I look at it that way, then it's like, so I'm looking for the
Yeah.
So I thank you for that. That was,
Yeah.
so I
You're
asked the
welcome. And
question
I
and
will
you gave
send
me
you,
the lesson.
I'll send you a video of the starlings murmuration because it's stunning, just stunning. Yeah. Thanks, Nancy Gale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Paula.
that goes back to, I'm sorry. That goes back to the medicine or not. It's like it
Yeah,
all,
absolutely.
just listen to spirit and ask, and don't judge. That's like, it's right or it's wrong. It's like, it's not right or wrong. It's just at the moment, it's like what you avail yourself of, whatever spirit tells you to lead.
Yeah.
So anyway,
It's
okay, I'm done.
perfect. It's happening.
What?
It's perfect
Yes.
because it's happening.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Paula, did you have something to share?
I was trying to put a heart up. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Anybody else have anything, one last thing that they would like to share before we close out today? Go ahead, Kathleen.
A big part of this section is about healing others, which we haven't really talked about at all. But it says at the end of 2, you must heal others. The reason is that their healing merely witnesses to yours. So Jesus really does want us to heal others. And just thinking back about, the way Robert teaches it is that you look beyond their bodies. When you're healing someone, with your mind. Now, I don't know about saying things to them, because in here it says we can increase people's fear if we approach a healing the wrong way and somehow terrify them by healing their bodies. And then they think, oh no, my body's healed. So now my mind, it's all in my mind. And now I'm insane, because I was trying to get the insanity out by making my body sick. And so, yeah, so I don't know about words, but I know when I'm thinking about someone that needs healing and looking beyond their body and kind of seeing their body as that shape that's in Alberto's drawings that he did for every lesson, and turn them into kind of a shape without any real characteristics. And then looking through the cloud of guilt and self-hatred that they have, and pushing that away to the light, and then bringing the light back all the way, and then asking them to please heal me. So that little back and forth thing seems to work really well. I don't know if people are getting healed, but I guess that's none of my business, because I don't want to be attached. And then today's lesson is all about there's nothing in this world that I want. And for me, just looking around this dream, thinking, oh, but I love butterflies and I love this and I love that. And I'm like, I think the lesson, it would be nice if it would have said, there's nothing that I want compared to what it's like in heaven. There's a big crack in this reality, and boom, it up comes this amazing, light and joy, and we're all one and hanging out because we're all so separate. We're one and separate, paradoxically. So, and I know people that, that show Heal that was on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on there, but there was like a chiropractor, I think, that was in an accident, wrecked his spine, hurt his spine, and he just, day after day after day visualized his spine as healed. And his spine finally did change and heal back to what it used to be. And then besides Jesus, there's one other person, Valawar, somebody in India whose body actually disappeared when they died. And that if we really knew that we were spirit, our bodies would disappear when we died. So I don't know. The whole thing is trippy. Yeah, it still comes back to love and all that. But I just wanted to say that we're supposed to try to heal people, not just ourselves. I mean, that does heal ourselves. I was just pointing that out. That's part of this section.
Yeah, thanks, Kathleen. Yeah, I highlighted that too. You must heal others. The reason is that their healing merely witnesses to your own. That's what we're doing here. So next week, on to section 8, the crazy section. Section 8, the military. Just kidding. Okay, section 8. The sole responsibility of the miracle worker. It's pages 83 to the end, almost the end of 86. And I'm going to read the insights from our friends at Pathways of Light for today's lesson, which is the world I see holds nothing that I want. What stood out to me in this lesson was release your mind from chains and let it seek the level where it finds itself at home. When I practiced this, I found an inner place of peace, of comfort. I found clarity in my life from this inner place. This inner place of peace and light comes from my true self. It is the self that needs to be in full charge of every part of my life, of every thought. It is this self that needs to guide everything I do. For this to happen, I need to practice following, not deciding anything on my own. I need to remember again and again that I do not know what anything means. This presence of peace and love is always there, waiting for my mind to open and accept its guidance as I practice opening again and again. I see that it is always there with simplicity and ease. I do not need to worry about anything in the future. I just need to be open to love's presence, and the perfect circumstances will unfold that help the awakening of the sonship with gentleness and ease. I need be concerned with only one thing, and that is having an open mind to the one self. All flows from that. Paragraph 7, we are told how helpful it is each time we practice opening our minds to Him. And when your eyes are opened afterwards, you will not value anything you see as much as when you looked at it before. Your whole perspective on the world will shift by just a little every time you let your mind escape its chains. This gives us such hope. Every time we practice, we are opening the doors to truth a little more. We have the means right inside our minds to set us free as we are willing. The world holds nothing that I want. Awakening to reality is the only goal. Following my inner guide each moment with an open mind is how this is accomplished in my life. This is the only thing that means anything. As I continue to do this, this tiny stream of peace gradually opens to a mighty river of peace that carries me with ease to everything I really want. The less value I place on the things of this world, the more peace I feel. There's less striving and struggling to obtain some form in this world. I don't dissipate energy by protecting and defending forms in this world. It is easier and easier to pass them by. I feel more and more safe. Because as I disidentify from the forms of this world, I recognize more and more clearly that real value comes from my unity with my source, with love. This value cannot be threatened because it is unalterable, changeless, and eternal. As I remember and identify with myself, my higher self, as love and nothing else, I feel deep peace that cannot be disturbed. Love has one response to be itself, and that response is to extend itself because my self is love. My self's response is the same. Any other response comes from being in a pseudo world that I made up. This lesson is helping me to let the false ideas go. They can never satisfy me. The only real satisfaction comes from extending love, being love. Love does not compete. It does not defend or judge. It does not hope for something special, some special condition in the future. It merely is. So today I practice making no plans for the future on my own, making no judgments, letting all my doing be guided by myself for the sole purpose of passing by the world of form and returning to my home in the heart of my Creator. Here I will find joy because here I find myself. Joy must be shared because that is its nature. And so I share my joy with all my brothers, offering them the gift that I have received. That's the healing that he was talking about. There is nothing else to do, and I am blessed. It has taken me many years of struggle and pain to realize the truth in this lesson. It is because I am so attached and chained to this world that the constant practice of these lessons is so important. I attend a weekly course study group on Monday nights, and last Monday when I left the group, I felt uplifted, almost light on my feet, a sense of peace that I desperately feel I need more often in my life. I was able to sustain that feeling through the night, and I woke up feeling very alive and loving. When I was driving home after work, I realized I had lost the feeling. My day had gone well, nothing bad had happened, but somehow, sometime during the day, I had lost that feeling of peace and serenity. I don't know where it had been, but it was with a dreadful sigh that I realized I was back in this world. It's these experiences, though, that strengthen me, that give me hope for a world that my heart yearns for. I love the poetry of these lessons. They lift me, even if it's just for a moment, and show me what it's like to be in this world, but not of it. And isn't that what we are all striving for? Thank you so much, everybody. I love you so much, and I will see you next week.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you. Bye for now.